these omnibus bills, they should find a way to outlaw them. You should have to vote on every law that is passed. That is what Congress exists for. So the idea that they don't vote on every single law that they want to pass, that they just shove them into one thing and say we have to pass this to spend money, it's absolutely, it is disgusting, and it makes Congress pointless, and it leaves the people with no recourse, no way to actually punish their senators or their congressperson when they do something bad.
And then they try to hold the American economy hostage by threatening a shutdown and the consequences to follow. I kind of hate this because it's kind of fake drama. They will pass one of these CRs. Both sides just need to posture right now. Unfortunately, this is how our Congress operates. So this is the process for them.
I'm trying to find the full document, but it's very difficult.
It's I mean, once you find it.
Okay, I think I found it.
Good luck finding the part that you're looking for.
Page 304. Yep.
There you go.
Okay, confirmed. All right, I just wanted to make sure I'm just not reading some random stuff on X.
You can trust Oilfield Rando.
Yeah, on X.
Yes. So it's right here, criminal prohibition on the intentional disclosure of non-consensual intimate depictions. It says consent, the term means affirmative, conscious, and voluntary authorization made by an individual. Digital forgery, the term digital forgery means any intimate visual depiction of an identifiable individual created through the use of software, machine learning, artificial intelligence, or any other computer-generated technological means.
Fake nudes.
That means using Photoshop.
Yeah.
That's going to mean doing any kind of digital work to create an image of somebody.
And posting it online.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, look, again, it's kind of cringe that people do, but outlaw...
I mean, everyone in Hollywood does that, but that's with consent.
Yeah.
They're doing it for themselves.
Identifiable individual is defined, interactive computer service, intimate visual depiction. Has the meaning given such term in Section 1309 of the Consolidated Appropriations Act.
Oh, well, the Consolidated Appropriations.
The minor portion of it, I completely agree with, right? If they're saying, like, you can't make images of children using digital software, like, of course.
I think it's trying to prevent convincible fake AI porn of people. So, like,
I agree.
If someone were to make a fake porn image of you, this is how they try to battle it. Obviously, this is an issue that
I've learned to live with it. Why can't everyone else?
Well, now if you have real nudes, you could be like, no. Actually, that was AI. So we could kind of get to the singularity of nudes.
They actually assume that it's AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say, so there's a portion about minors. Literally everybody should agree with that, except for anyone on Blue Sky. They're all probably saying, no, help us. But that's fine. The involving adults gets kind of weird. You know, look, morally, I agree. Like, people should not be doing this. But this could be so broad as to be like, you can't use Photoshop to make an image of somebody. Like,
I guess it's a lot harder to do on Photoshop, though not impossible, as opposed to plugging it into one of these AI image generators. It's like you go through your yearbook and...
Look, I'm sorry, this is kind of crazy. Look, it says, except as provided in subparagraph C, it shall be unlawful for any person in interstate or foreign commerce to use an interactive computer service to knowingly publish a digital forgery of an identifiable individual who is not a minor if, 1, the digital forgery was published without the consent of the identifiable individual, 2, what is depicted was not voluntarily exposed by the identifiable individual in a public or commercial setting, 3, what is depicted is not a matter of public concern, and 4, publication of the digital forgery is intended to cause harm or causes harm, including psychological, financial, or reputational harm to the identifiable individual.
What garbage.
Ron, do I have the First Amendment right to post fake nudes of people?
Do you have the First Amendment right to post fake nudes of people? In other words, without even coming on to the use of AI, could you do it? That person probably actually could sue you in California and succeed, and in other states with a strong writer personality. I would say you don't necessarily have that right.
Yeah, I think that's what they're working on here. I would never do something like that.
I mean, are they're saying it will be a criminal offense?
But you have to, I mean,
shall be unlawful. Like, what are the results? What are the ramifications of that going to be? Does it state?
I'm sure it does. But I just want to point out there are so many problems here. What is depicted is not a matter of public concern. So you could argue that basically any form of any politician who's depicted is almost per se a matter of public concern. So to some extent, Oilfield Rando might be overshooting the mark here. What is depicted was not voluntarily exposed. Okay. What was number one, the first one? Digital forgery
Without consent.
Was published. So published is an extremely broad word because it doesn't necessarily mean that it was put in a public forum on the internet. It could just be sending an email.
Yeah.
You could just be sending a text or a WhatsApp.
As a meme, you could be sending it to your friend, and that
Right.
could be actionable.
Which just like basically child porn, once you, although this doesn't refer to just having it. With child porn, you can, they can get you just for just having it.
So, are we in agreement? Like morally, we agree with it, but it shouldn't be a law.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
You can't stop the technology.
I know.
is
You look.
a part of it.
I'm really. I feel like I'm becoming more conservative in these past few months, and it's funny because people try to call me conservative. I'm like, I'm basically not. But the moral arguments of maintaining a sound and moral society are becoming more and more clear when you see how the left operates, and you see things like this. It's a question of if we just say outright, like, look, man, live and let live, do whatever you want, you end up with AI-generated images of kids. So clearly, we don't want that. Like, obviously, abusing kids is an atrocity. Now you've got people on the left arguing for just make them fake images. That'll do it. That's literally an argument they're making. And we're like, no. So we agree. That's the line. Like, we're not going to let anybody do that. Now they're saying you shouldn't be allowed to do it for adults either. And there's a question of whether we allow it or not. I think it's kind of crazy, but I'm starting to lean towards, do we have to ban things like this? Now, typically I lean towards we need cultural solutions. This is a cultural problem. I love how Ron Paul said of abortion, it should not be illegal, it should be unthinkable. And that's what we want to happen, but we're not there. So when I look at this, I'm like, we as a society should not tolerate people making AI porn images of prominent female individuals for any reason, but tolerate doesn't mean make illegal. So the question is, how do we stop people from doing it if we're trying to be, well, we want to be out, we don't want to lock people up in jail for things like this. It's a very, very difficult position, which ultimately I feel like I get more conservative. I'm like, society must be moral, because otherwise this degeneracy and degradation destroys society. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.